I said, God establishes legacy on earth through God. In 82:1 of Psalm, he consorts with God. Somebody said, I want to have dominion. Your dominion is a dominion of your transformation. Now listen, something radical will happen here before 6 o'clock in the evening. Something terrible. Now, there is what is called the elemental support that God gives God. That God gives gods. I'm going to show it now when I'm through with this. The elemental support that God gives gods. I said I'm going to share on the elemental support. Something that when a man becomes a god, he doesn't pray for it. He becomes part of his support. I say he becomes. Now, like I'm here now, there are spirits that serve me as part of my support, according to value. I don't pray for them to support me. They support me in conversion. They support me in image. So, Psalm 82:1. God establishes legacy on earth through God. He said, God standeth in the congregation of mighty. He judges, that is, he consults. That is, he keep company. He can be perfectly represented. God knew that if Moses didn't become a God, he can't represent him. That if Jesus didn't become Christ, if a man didn't become Lion or Judah, there are spirits you cannot represent until you receive capacity through transformation to represent them. Let me say again. I said there are spirits you cannot represent until you receive capacity through transformation to do what? Now, when you receive capacity to represent them, you don't beg them for support. They naturally become part of you in your change. Did I say very well? I said those spirits be naturally. When we were praying here last week Friday, I saw thunder on the altar. The Lord said, make decree. Stop praying and say it. He said, stop the prayer and turn it into a spoken word. I started speaking it. I said to that lady, I said, conceive without a man. I mean 2 Fridays ago. I said, conceive without a man. I said, you don't need to have business. Become billionaire by favor of God. That is what? I am a trader of word from the platform of authority. When a man becomes share platform with God, you speak to God. There is nothing that God accomplished on earth except in fulfillment of words spoken by God. So the capital work of God is to say it on behalf of God. Jesus said it on behalf of Christ. A man should say it on behalf of the Lion of Judah. Then the kingdom will come. Say it. Say it. How many powerful people does Nigeria have? How many powerful people? The answer to Nigeria's problem cannot come from Tinubu. It's not possible. Nigeria must raise sound men, legislators, gods, those that can say, Lord, enough. Let all the demons that are manipulating Nigeria go out. It doesn't need 20 million people to do it. You need very few people. But what about those, if those he used to do it, are they corrupt? Materialistic. Not just. How can their word come to pass? In case you don't know, Nigeria, we become a city to emulate. I tell you. Not even politicians can change it. I tell you. Remember this word forever. Nations of the world will emulate Nigeria. They will speak parable with Nigeria. Nigeria will be the center of the world. Just like the way we celebrate Israel. That's how Nigeria will be celebrated finally. Because of wonderful people that God will raise in Nigeria. I say wonderful what? I told you that Nigeria as an entity will not get better. But God will raise very powerful Nigerians. I don't know whether you know the difference between the two. I said Nigeria will not get better as a country. There's no plan. God doesn't have it in plan. He doesn't have a plan to bring down the price of fuel. But God has planned to raise important Nigerians. Nigerians that can shake the world. As I'm here talking to you, I'm one of them. That's what I live for. Source, light of the world. It's not about money. It's about value. It's about voice. It's about establishing the legacy of God. It's about saying, oh God, you can't abandon us. He said, kings shall come to the brightness of your rising. I'm about to pray in this meeting. When I start praying, all that you need to do is to keep on saying amen. There is a course I said, rapture will only happen when the Lion of Judah is introduced from a man. We are waiting for Jesus to return. The return of Jesus is a manifestation of the Lion of Judah from a man. From a man. Somebody has to give us a God. I said somebody. Somebody has to give us. Somebody has to give us a God. Can somebody say somebody has to give us a God? I didn't hear you say somebody has to give us. Somebody has to give us a lion God. I said give us. A lion God shall wear a man's face to change the destiny of Nigeria. That's what we are waiting for. And that is what is called rapture. Just like Jesus introduced Christ. Then the kingdom of this world, we become God's. We become what? We become the kingdom of our God.